Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Let us know where you're from. We got an amazing show like always. But we got to also, Alex is not with us tonight. Let me get the live stream going here so I can see your comments. But we've got Annie Weebs hanging in there for us. Yes.
What are you talking about? What's going on, people? I am just hanging in. I am not doing Alex justice. I promise that will never happen because my beard is not as full and elegant as his. But, I'll do what I can with the lovely people that we have on tonight. So thanks for asking me to be on. Always an honor, always a good time.
Yeah, I hear you. But for everybody out there who doesn't know who Annie is, and you should by now, she's got her new show on Paranormal Warehouse. Are You Weebs Live? Started last Tuesday. Amazing first show. I watched the entire thing. It was awesome. It was. I give you kudos for that. And
thank you.
Yes.
Well, I lend that to my amazing guest that I had on, Chandler Altieri, who at the time that I met her was a producer for Travel Channel. And we did a show together down there, but she's just as evil and vile as I am. And she loves serial killer stuff just as much as I do. And so I knew when I wanted to bring somebody on and talk about crazy serial killer stuff, she was my person. So thanks to Chandler, she made it all happen.
Well, yeah, she was amazing.
She's great.
It went off without a hitch. I know you were panicking in the beginning there. I got the phone call like 5 minutes before the show started. What am I doing wrong?
Dude, you get that butthole pucker moment that it's like, oh my God, yes, what's happening right now? And so that's where I was. And then it all fell into place. I was only 5 minutes late with it. And Chandler hung in there like a champ, dude. And it was great. So thanks to everybody who tuned in.
Yeah, everybody was really great in the chat. You had a great thing going on. And hey, without further ado, we got Beth and Charlotte from Girls vs. Ghosts. They've been on the show before. Good friends of the show. Amazing. Who's that dude in the back there behind?
That was Brendan Shea.
That was Shay.
In from out of nowhere.
I saw Shay.
That was awesome.
I know.
I'm in his basement. I'm in his basement right now. I promise I'm not tied up in any weird firm.
I was going to say, should we send help?
Yeah, right?
Listen, if I send you an SOS at the end of the show, that's what that's about. So yeah, no, we're snowed in here. It's all good.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Shay's head pop around there with a hood on. Look at the Unabomber.
Full creeper style.
Right.
It's great. It's great.
That's awesome.
No, but guys, they're back on. They were on back in the early summer with us. I've been on their show since then, back in October. Amazing show. I love everything they do over there at Video. I was just talking to Johnny Hauser about that last weekend, and it was great. But I'm so stoked to have them back on. I really am, because they're great people. We've had a great relationship in the last 6-8 months, whatever it's been. And I just want to see what's going on with you guys, because you're so damn busy. You're all over the place like we are. And we kind of wanted to catch up. You know how we do on this show. We don't have any kind of format. We're just like, hey, fuck it. Let's just see what's going on.
That's right.
But I want to say hi to a couple people here in the chat. Everybody's blowing us up from where they are. I got let me go back here. We got Charleston, South Carolina, Mary, Joyce, Ashley from Kentucky, Denver, Julie, Liverpool, UK, Coletta, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lisa, close to me. Hello from United Kingdom, Gavin, Missouri, Michael. Hello from Missouri again, Jerry, New Jersey, James, Virginia, Christy, from England, Leanna, I think that is. Forgive me. We got Sandy. Hi, how you doing, Sandy? Good to see you there again. Hello, Elizabeth. Mississippi, Melissa. I see you. Wisconsin, Ramona. See Round Rock, Texas. Manuel. Alex King is watching. He's supposed to be on holiday.
Hey, you're on holiday, Alex. What happened there?
Got my wife on here, Melanie from Delaware. See, Chad Crawler. Yeah, everybody say hi to Melanie. She's a champ.
Hi, Melanie.
She's at the grocery store right now. North Carolina, Chad. Heather Larson's on. Hey, Heather, what's going on? Hello. Yeah, she's all part of the whole girls versus ghost thing over there. Hello from Nebraska, Minnesota, Ashley, Roz. Alex is stalking. Yes, he is always.
Alex is stalking.
See. Okay, I'll get back to everybody in the chat here. UK, London. How you doing, Kaz?
It's great. Keep posting because I'm doing it right now too. So if Daryl's asking questions, I got the chat going on here. Y'all ask any questions you want to ask. We're good to go right now.
Yeah, that is going to be Annie's job tonight to watch the chat, but. Pennsylvania, D, North Carolina, Sandy Griffin, how you doing? Philly again, Vic Hay. Hi, Melanie, Roz Carter. Hey, how you doing? The reason Alex is not here tonight, and a lot of people don't know, the guys here, we were talking before the show, he was having his sex change this weekend. So he
nice.
Yeah, and he couldn't be on. He should be better, but all the stitches will be healed up by next weekend. So he will be back next Sunday, and we just want to wish him luck, and we want to wish him for coming out of the closet like he has.
But he's keeping the beard. He's keeping the beard. Yeah. Like, that goes nowhere. We've had a conversation about that. Yeah, the facial hair remains.
Yeah, the facial hair and the English accent. I think he's trying to go a little bit less deeper and go more feminine. Yeah. So he's going to be working on that for the next couple of months. So just hang in there. Good. Yeah, he's doing great. He really is. He texted me and said the surgery went well. And yeah. So, but yeah, just give him his best wishes to Alex out there and everybody watching. He'll be back next week, guys, and he might look a little different. I think he's having a blonde wig on and some makeup, but he's still Alex.
We wouldn't have to look like me.
Yeah. He's good. His new name's Alexa.
I'm really Alex. It just happened.
That was quick.
We should recruit him now for Girls versus Ghosts.
Yes, he would be perfect for that. Yes, he would.
Amazing. He would be great.
Yeah. And here's a good pointer, Alex. Make sure the boobs stay about a C cup because you don't want back problems, buddy.
He already has a C cup.
Gravity is not kind.
I think he's actually a D by now. No, Alex. So everybody's saying hi. A lot of people on here tonight. Sandy Griffin, Melanie says hi to Alex. Love you having Annie on tonight. That's my wife again. Hey guys, thanks for watching. But I want to get to our guest. Hey guys, what's been going on for the last? I haven't talked to you since October, and that's 4 or 5 months ago. What's been going on? I know you had an investigation last night, Beth. What's up with that?
Yeah. I actually worked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I was at Bobby Mackey's Thursday night, which was fantastic. A lot of great stuff happening. And then spent Friday and Saturday in the Randolph County Asylum, which was just cold. It was just cold.
Really?
Yeah, I look like that kid from the Christmas Story, and I'm trying.
I can't put my arms down.
Exactly. And I'm leading guests through, and I'm like trying to get into my backpack for equipment. I can't bend. I'm trying to pick it up with my foot to grab it, and but no, it was great. It was a great investigation, great people, and head up to Mansfield next weekend. So. I'm just happy to be back working.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's great to hear. But, that does make it miserable when it's cold out like that. I can't stand doing investigations in the winter. It takes it out of you. It really does. Dan Class is on. How you doing, Dan? So what's going on with you, Charlotte?
Oh, little this, little that. I was in Providence, Rhode Island 2 weeks ago, and caught a bug. So I've been really, really super sick.
Oh, and, wow.
And it's not the kind of sick that really, it was bad. It was bad. Let's just chalk it up to some bad water.
Bad water.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
Don't drink the water in Rhode Island. That's what they say.
No. I'm like, what is this? It's not Mexico, but the effects were pretty close. So I've just been working on a lot of stuff, doing a lot of research. We announced on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I can't remember the days are all together. Yeah, that I'll be doing a documentary series on called The Ghosts of War series, and it's going to be about members of my family that went back and researched and found that they were in the Civil War.
Okay.
So we're literally going to be following and retracing their footsteps along the way at each one of these battlefields, and highlighting the history and what went on in those particular battles, who my relatives were that fought there, what side they were on, which it's really cool. I mean, it's going to actually end up being a very emotional journey because, there's a lot in your family history that you don't know.
Right.
And there's a lot of cool stuff. And then there's a lot of not so cool stuff too. And, it's going to be confronting that head on and dealing with it and talking about it. The folks from Twisted Paranormal Society, Lyle and Tana Lotz, Brandon Johnson, and Merlin are going to be working with me on this. So I feel like I'm in good hands, and I've got good people who are going to be helping me along the way. But that's really what my life has been about for the past couple of weeks. Is really just kind of, I mean, you know how it is, Annie, especially you just like totally redid everything with your podcast. The amount of research that goes into it. And I've just been down that rabbit hole for a couple of weeks now.
You dive down that rabbit hole. And we're talking about things like, Charlotte, I started researching my family history a couple of years ago when I really dove deep into the paranormal. And depending on, the area that you're from, like you said before, you learn a lot of stuff about your family that you want to know, and sometimes some things that you don't want to know.
Yes.
So when you're talking about your family and the area that they're from, can you give us a little bit of insight as to where they're from originally and some of the clues that you found out about your journey?
So some of those are from the South. Some of them are from the Northeast. Some of them are from the Midwest. We found Union soldiers, Confederate soldiers, deserters.
Wow.
A lot of deserters. Yeah. More than you would experience, or more than you would estimate, right?
Yes. Side switchers, those who change sides. Those who literally, one set of brothers that this one just really got to my heart. This, without giving too much away, they were captured at Gettysburg and one switched sides. So I'm right now looking into the battles that were after Gettysburg to find out if they were actually, at that point it's brother against brother, and you've always heard that, but this really made it real. And I'm interested to see what happens when I uncover the next battles that they fought after Gettysburg to see if they were truly on.
Not to cut you off there, but if they were captured at Gettysburg, they actually went to prison here in Delaware.
Yes, Fort Delaware.
Yeah,
that's right. That's where
everybody. Everybody in Gettysburg went to Fort Delaware, and I mean, I literally live right across the street from Fort Delaware.
Wow.
It's an island, and I mean, it's about 2 miles out in the Delaware River, and you get on it, and it's a fort that turned into a prison, and it has a moat around it. It's like you went to a medieval castle. It's insane. Yeah. And no one escaped that island.
I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to investigate there. This docuseries is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little more heavy on the research side and the story side of it. And the investigation's almost going to be kind of secondary to it, if that makes sense. Because I really want to dig out the history there. And especially with my family, it's kind of interesting. I have a bowl here that, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this bowl is the bowl that my great-great-great-grandfather, three or four greats, took with him to the Civil War. This is what, they brushed their teeth with these bowls. They drank out of these bowls. They ate their beans out of these bowls.
That's crazy.
An integral part of his everyday life. And so, I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it.
Right.
When you start doing paranormal investigating, there's one aspect to it. And then when you really start diving into your family's history, because I've done this in the last year or year and a half, everything changes. And you start learning things about your family's history and the people where you came from. Some of it you want to know, and some of it you almost don't want to know. And you're in that point. It's like the discovery point of, I want to know the history, but I know that some of this shit is going to be hard.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason for the war, slavery.
Right.
You know, I found out we had slave owners in our family, and then we had abolitionists, you know, on different sides of that.
Yes.
Little things like North Georgia, all the relatives that I have from North Georgia, they didn't have slaves. And they were extremely poor people. Right. But very happy. And they came from an area of Georgia that didn't really facilitate the use of slaves. So North Georgia were non-secessionists, which I thought was really, the whole state was just, but, and then those are two different sides of the family that had, nothing to do with each other. And then taking this journey and realizing that they kind of fought side by side in battles. Mm-hmm. And, little did they know that 4 or 5 generations later, they would have somebody in common,
Right.
Kind of cool. And Beth will be with me at Gettysburg for that episode.
Oh, that's cool. When are you guys going to Gettysburg?
We're working on the production timeline right now. She's probably going back before I am, leading an investigation group. But I probably, honestly, I would really like to do Gettysburg in the time like July, which is the time in which the battle took place, just to fully absorb the climate, what it was like. So I'll know better once we get our production schedule.
Yeah, Gettysburg is amazing. That's that's my go-to. Me and my wife, it's like an hour and a half drive from us, and it's just like so easy and laid back, and it's just. When are you going, Beth? I mean, you're doing like an investigation there.
Yeah, we have events at the Balladary Inn in Gettysburg, which is gorgeous, a gorgeous place. It's a bed and breakfast owned by this amazing husband and wife team, and we do psychic readings there, different kinds of vigils. We actually go out to the battlefield grounds and do some investigating, so that should be coming up in the next couple months.
Wow.
So I'll be back there here soon.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe we'll come out and check you out, or because we've been thinking about trying to head back out there and do some live feeds. It'd be cool because I haven't been there in probably 2 years, but it's amazing. Anybody who's never been to Delaware, to Gettysburg, who's watching, amazing. You gotta go.
Yes.
You can do an investigation anywhere in that damn town at any time, man. It's just it's awesome.
Literally anywhere. Yeah. The gas station.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I said you can get something in a damn porta potty at freaking Gettysburg, man. You're gonna get. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is, when it is, where it is. You're gonna get something, man. It's crazy. Like, have you ever done the Cashtown Inn outside of Gettysburg?
No.
Oh, you got to check that out. That's where the actual battle began. Cashtown Inn.
That now.
Yeah, Jack and Maria own a Cashtown Inn. It was on Ghost Hunters, one of their episodes. And it was they got a lot of good evidence there. It was really cool, but amazing place. But yeah, go check it out, guys. So what else is going on? I mean, anything else coming up?
Kinda, yeah.
Uh-oh. Kinda, yeah. That means I can't talk about it. Kinda, yeah.
We've been adding a whole lot of fantastic people to Girls vs. Ghosts Media, and we've become this fantastic family of women, which is so great because you don't get to see that too often. It's something Charlotte and I talk about a lot, is, a lot of TV shows, paranormal wise, a lot of TV shows, a lot of podcasts, a lot of radio shows are more male driven than they are female driven. And I'm excited to see who else we're going to bring in and expand this family and stuff. But
you got a show coming on in like a half hour or 45 minutes, don't you?
Yeah.
It's Madison Smith's first show.
Yeah.
Can you guys believe that? She's 11 years old.
I know. It's amazing.
Crazy.
It is. She's gonna be a beast by the time she's 18, man. Let me tell you.
Oh my gosh.
She's gonna have her own show on Travel Channel, all that shit. But I want to do a shout out here real quick from Brad Bay. Can you guys give a shout out to Cassandra Faye? Today is her 30th birthday. Happy birthday, Cassandra.
Happy birthday, Cassandra. Thanks for listening to us on your birthday.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
You guys are some great fans.
Yeah, I missed that. I want to thank whoever, Sam for telling me. I totally missed that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And someone asked a question earlier, how many people are actually joining the Girls versus Ghosts family right now? That was another question that we had earlier.
That's a good question. So what we did is I had this vision one day, and I'll call Beth in the middle of whatever time of day it is. Yeah. It could be 3 a.m. It could be 2 p.m. And she's always like, "Hey, sweetie, it's out." And she knows I'm going to have these crazy ideas, but it was just I wanted to create a place where women could, who might have something to say, that don't really want to invest a lot in getting into podcasting, with equipment. And I know when we first started, it was a big guessing game. It was like, what do we do? Where do we go? What do we need to buy? What do we need to sign up with? There's a lot of questions. And that, I think, prohibits a lot of people from actually doing it because of the fear of not knowing what to do. So when we moved to VidiSpace, we thought, we've got this platform sitting here. It's being paid for every month automatically. I haven't stopped it because we don't want to take all of our old shows off there. Right. So why not open up that platform to people who are new and they want to try it out, without investing a ton of money into equipment and all that fun stuff. So it's really meant to be kind of a launch pad where people can come in, test out, their show, see if they really like to do it. Because some people, if you put that investment in there, and then you discover like weeks later, you're like, this really sucks. You're totally
it's not easy. No, it's not.
You're totally stuck with all this equipment and all this investment and, and a commitment. So that's what it is. And, our goal and our hope is that people will come in, they'll develop their skills, they'll get comfortable with their podcast, and then they'll get picked up by somebody like a ParanormalWarehouse.com, like a VidiSpace, like a, whatever's next for them in their journey. So it's kind of our way of giving back, because we had a lot of people that helped us in the beginning. We never could have done what we did without the people that we had helping us along the way. Right. And it's just, it's just cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's not easy, and everybody thinks this is so easy, just jumping on here every week. It's time consuming for one thing. You got to find. Thank God I have people who kind of do that for me. Find my guest. I'll suggest people to them, but they do it all for me. Thank God, because I'm terrible with that shit. But I mean, half the time I don't know who my guest is next week. Like this week, I can't remember who my damn guest is next week. I gotta look it up before we get off here. No, it's so time consuming, and like you said, there is money involved. I mean, you have to invest. You got to invest in good equipment, microphones, shit like that, a good camera, all that stuff. Because half the time your damn camera on the computer sucks. You can't. So you're absolutely right. I think it's great what you guys are doing. That's pretty badass. We're actually doing something like that over on YouTube right now. We just started a YouTube page, and we're doing live investigations with teams, and trying to showcase them. Wow. And we're actually doing it on Paranormal Warehouse YouTube and our own YouTube page. So guys, go check it out. Our first investigation on the Paranormal Warehouse page is going to be March 2nd in Virginia at an armory. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's a Mason lodge and an armory. So it's going to be pretty badass. But we got Greg doing all that for us. He's going to be out there doing the actual filming and doing the live feeds and all that. So yeah, guys, cool. Yeah. So how many? So did you say how many people you had with you? I saw a couple of your people on here.
Gina, Dr. Gina show.
Yeah, Dr. Gina.
Stephanie Hutnick, The Mind's Eye. Although Stephanie was already kind of an established broadcaster at some point. Kelly McCarville, aka Moon Spinner. She had already been on Vidi as well, but was kind of looking for a home. And then we have Madison Smith starting tonight. And then Gabby Bergman is going to be starting the 17th of February. So she is absolutely adorable. Oh my God. Her show is called This Is Awkward. with Gabby, and she's, you know, she is the epitome of that awkwardness in all of us, you know, and I can't wait for her shows. They're going to be she's a trip. She is an absolute comedian. So, and then we might have a few more coming on as well, but you know, and like I said, initially it was kind of set up to be a launching pad for people that didn't have experience, which it still is, and we still want it to be that, but we're finding that more and more people are kind of reaching out to us too, to see if they can kind of plop their podcast in our world, which, you know, we will absolutely do. We don't do contracts, you know, because we don't monetize our platform. So even if people have podcasts and they just want an extra place to get additional exposure, we'll plop it on our page as well. So I don't know where I'm using the word plop so much.
Me and Alex are going to come over there. We're going to start wearing wigs and talking really feminine.
That would be great. That would be really funny, actually. Yeah, you can call it the crossover show.
The crossover, coming out of the closet show.
No, but it really is. It's hard to get into this platform. Mm-hmm. And when you come in and, you know, either you're male or you're female, and you come in established with these teams already, and you try to set out with your own thing that you're doing, it's really freaking hard, and it's intimidating, and it's time consuming, and it costs a lot of money. And so for all these people who are putting out these platforms that people can come on and do their shows or do their podcasts or that sort of thing, it's a really cool opportunity for people who maybe thought they couldn't do it on their own.
Yeah, Madison. Actually, Madison's on the live feed right now.
100%.
Yep. You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we know that butthole pucker feeling as well. You know, we've spent many of nights where we're like, "Are we doing this right?" Like,
right?
You know, was that even live? We don't know.
Can people see me on the internet right now? Is that's what's happening, or no? Like, can nobody see me and I just talk to myself for the last hour and a half on Facebook?
Yes,
been there, all of us.
Yes, it's happened. It's happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a half a show one time, and there was I didn't have the live feed up. It was on Paranormal Warehouse. I was like 10, 15 minutes into the show, and it was like one of our probably our third or fourth show, and I'm like, oh, I better turn the live feed on. We weren't even on.
Always when you're having a great show.
It was good. It was really good. I think it was me and Adam Kimball and somebody else. Matter of fact, it was one of the first shows we did on here. Yeah, it was funny as shit.
That stinks when that happens.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God, yes.
Especially if you don't have some sort of recording backup of it too, and you're like, oh, it's a great show, and the best show that never was.
Yep.
Yes.
Madison Smith says T-minus 28 minutes. She's got that butthole pucker going on right now. She's feeling it. Madison, you get in there, girl. You hold your own.
Right.
She'll be just fine.
She will.
Yeah.
Definitely will. We did a launch show for her. When was that, Charlotte? That was last week, right? Tuesday. And
was that just last Tuesday? It seems like forever ago.
Yeah.
That was in the heat of my illness.
Yes, I know. Bless your heart.
Remember a lot.
And I was blown away. I was blown away by her, because I thought, okay, you know, I know she's got this. She's got amazing support and stuff. And but you know how, you know, and sorry, Madison, but you know, 11-year-old taking on something so huge like this. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, we got her on there, and she is funny. She's witty. She's intelligent. She knows what she's talking about. I was baffled.
Yeah.
I got off that show and called Charlotte, and I was like, holy shit. We have no worries. Like, this girl is going to own this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what, you know, I saw that very early on in her, and just with her attitude and some of the broadcasts that she had been on before, you know, and things like that. And I thought, this is somebody who has a lot of potential. And, you know, it's hard too when you're in that position at such a young age, because people want to take you on, they want to mentor you, but you know, there's a lot of bad paths that people can go down. And, you know, as mom, you know, I kind of got this mom thing going on with her almost, although she has a mother and she has an awesome mother. But, you know, it's like in the podcast world or in the paranormal community, you know, you guys do it too with people that you you love and that you want to see succeed. You want to somehow kind of not really shelter them, but just make sure that they are okay and that they don't get taken advantage of. And
right.
It's very easy to do that in anything. I mean, going to get the mail.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Yeah. So we were really excited when we talked to her dad, and her parents are so supportive of what she does. And she's just going to be awesome. She's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So when you guys find people who are that young and who are so into the paranormal, or anybody for that matter, there, like you said, there are so many routes that you can go down. There are so many people that you can be connected with. Some are good and some are not good. And, from personal experience, you spend a lot of your time finding out the in-between. Yeah. Like who has your best interest at heart and who doesn't. And so for someone who's starting in this field right now, what would be your biggest piece of advice to these kids, whether they're young or old or anywhere in between? If you're starting and you really want to put your content out there, what's your biggest piece of advice to all these people?
It's a great question.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You want to take this?
Jeez.
Alex would never come with that question.
Alex's beard just puckered on that, didn't it? I didn't mean to make Alex think about stuff, but it's a real deal. Anybody who has been in this shit for long enough, you get to the point that you realize there are some people who love you no matter what, and there are some people who love you just for what you produce for them.
Yes. True. Very true.
And so where do you find your in between as an investigator and someone who produces this type of stuff?
I would say just, follow your intuition. You yourself, just like an investigator, your body's your best piece of equipment. And when people meet new people for the first time, you instantly get that, they're a good person, or no, they're not. Sometimes people can be deceiving and be very good people. And then you find out later on in life that really they're not. But use your instinct, use your internal instinct of, who you want to learn from and who you want to be around, and keep your circle small at first, and go for the gold, man. Just do it. You live once.
And I think what I would add to that is don't just go by what other people tell you. Because there are a lot of people that will say something about somebody else almost with a personal agenda attached to it. Mm-hmm. And I've been guilty of this a couple of times, in the past couple of years, and listening to people, you don't want to get near that person, or, this person's bad news, or that person's bad news. And I've always prided myself on my own assessment of people. And I totally failed in that regard a couple of times this year. And I didn't, I didn't trust my intuition and find out for my own. So, don't always listen to this, because this is a lot of just that, Yep. And go, like you said, go with your own instinct, and make sure if you do get into any kind of agreement with somebody, or have to the point where you have to sign anything, make sure you read it. We require is a non-disclosure, because we have a lot of guest information and celebrity information on file in our Dropbox and things like that. And we don't want that information to go beyond any of the hosts. But at some point in time, depending on what direction this thing takes, and at the advice of other people, they're like, get something in writing, contract. But we're not really a business in that regard right now, so we're not doing contracts. If you do have to sign something like some sort of talent agreement or contract, make sure you get somebody who knows how to read those things involved, like an attorney.
Yes.
Because you never know what you may be giving away, and there's certain aspects of your creativity that you might not want to give away. I know in just researching to do this docuseries, there was a big choice between, self-producing and or looking at other options, and it's more expensive to self-produce, right? Because you lose a bunch of that funding, but in the end, I think it's worth it if you're looking to deliver a certain message in a certain format. So, keep your intellectual property safe.
Yeah.
And read contracts, hire an attorney, and don't listen to what other people say. Follow your own instinct, and take your vitamins.
Boom.
Good advice.
Take your vitamins.
And don't do drugs.
And don't do drugs. Take your vitamins. Trust your gut. Don't do drugs. Those are the top 3. No, I agree 100%. We've all been there. We've all been there. And that's the hard part. And I think that's the part of what we do that a lot of people don't see. You see, what we put out there as the face and the front of these investigations and the series that you do. But what you don't see is what goes on behind it, and that real gut check that goes on with all this stuff, and says, what can I put out to produce that people, we've all been judged for what we do.
Yeah. Yep.
We've all been called names for what we do, and it's hard, and it takes a toll on you, and it takes a toll on your family. And so the people who stick with it and produce what they love, that's what brings kudos to them. And it's, there are people who will last for years in this field, and there are people who will fall out because they're not ready for the backlash.
Yeah,
that's true.
And one is always inevitable.
Yeah.
There's always some grumpy person somewhere who has not had bran in their diet will, inevitably.
They're not regular. It's funny you say, you'll go on Facebook and you'll just see people just trashing people, and it's just like, it's so disheartening, and it's like, it makes you look so bad when you do that. I was watching, I'm not going to mention any names. You guys probably know them. I watched this couple yesterday just trashing all these people. Like, they weren't mentioning any names, but I was like, I'm like, why? It's just, why? What are you getting out of that?
True.
I just don't get it. Just be yourself, do your thing, stay on course, and just worry about yourself and stop worrying about everybody else's shit. That's the thing.
And yes, the Facebook battles and the blah blah blah. It's just send them a coupon for some Metamucil and get off it. Here's 50% off on your first.
I'm gonna need all y'all to have more mini wheats in your diet.
Right.
And then we'll figure out the rest of it later.
Yeah.
So I know you guys.
Hours.
Right. I know you guys have stuff to get to in like 10 minutes from now.
Yeah.
So it's 7:42. We kind of blew through all this stuff, and we don't want to take away from Madison's stuff. So the next things that you guys are doing, tell us about it, because everybody wants to know.
I know. Charlotte's like, I'm like,
you guys are chomping at the bit. Tell me secrets, y'all. Come on.
We're breaking up. So I guess we're coming back soon for season 2, but we're doing things a little bit differently. We're not going to be doing a live stream anymore. It's going to all be pre-recorded. Okay. We can give that part away. And then we're just going to...
I understand
that language. Girls, come on, clear your throat. Come on, I'm going to need you to tell more.
You're just going to see different aspects of our lives incorporated into the hours. So, you might see a little investigation footage. You might see some stuff.
Now, are you still going to be? Can I ask this question? Are you still going to be doing guest, or is it going to be more of a?
We'll have guests, but the guests are not necessarily going to be like the central focus, like it used to be. They will be supporting the subject matter.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. So if we're talking about UFOs, we're going to have somebody on who will give a statement on whatever their point is to bring about UFOs. We're going to have some psychiatrists on. We're going to have some scientists on. Things like that, talking about different theories and, what's the body's reaction to fear. I'm kind of really looking forward to that episode. What goes on from a physiological perspective when we talk about fear. How is fear measured, with what type of machine and what produces it, little things like that, different topics that we don't normally cover. We're not just going to focus on having a guest on and talking about their show. We're going to really dig into some stories, some theories, and then we're going to go out and seek information from others to bring in to talk about those theories.
Nice. Okay.
So that makes sense. And we'll have some investigations. Yeah. We'll do some investigations on.
So do we know when this is all going to be launched, your second season?
June. Did we say June?
June.
June-ish.
June-ish.
Yeah.
June-ish.
Yeah.
June-ish.
June-ish. That's a good date. June-ish.
June-ish.
That's a new month.
Yeah,
that's
June-ish.
Y'all put our stuff.
That's our 13th month, June-ish, if nobody know.
It's the 13th.
Yeah, it's the Roman month, June-ish.
When we throw our stuff out there.
Yeah.
So I would love if you guys want to experience UFO type activity. If you guys ever cross through West Virginia, you let me know, because we've been doing some really heavy investigating into the Mothman and the TNT area and down there. Dude.
Nice.
We dipped our toe into that kind of stuff down there last September when we went to the Mothman festival for the first time. And that kind of stuff, I love ghosts. I do. But we've talked about diving into more like the cryptids and all the other type of unknown stuff.
Yes. So much out there.
There's so much out there besides just ghosts. And so you guys ever cross through here, you let me know. You are always welcome here.
Well, you don't know this yet, but you'll be getting a call from our scheduler pretty soon, because surprise.
Did we just have a baby, guys? Oh my God.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you
best friends.
We wanted to have you. Yeah, we wanted to invite you on one of our episodes, because the first time we were supposed to have you on, my son got sick and threw up everywhere, and
we had stuff. It's okay.
Couldn't take him in the car to get home to do the podcast, so I had to stay with us. The second time, what happened the second time? Beth, you were like,
I was ill, horribly ill.
Your surgery, yeah. That whole situation.
Yes.
So third time's a charm.
Things happen. It's okay.
Third time's
Things happen. But no, this area it's crazy down here. So if you guys want to come down here, we got all kinds of cryptids.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Wheels are turning. Excited.
Just giggling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Just giggling. Everybody's like, what the fuck are they giggling about?
Yeah, right. I wish Alex was here. He has the best giggle out of everyone. So
I'm sure he's watching. Just like, what the fuck? Shit. Well, look, guys.
I'm looking to
2019.
Yeah.
I'm looking through to see if we have any more questions, and it's really just comments saying, hey to everyone, you guys keep doing what you're doing. And that's so cool. Everybody just like in here, just backing up the stuff that you're doing right now. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Someone just asked me what my thoughts were on the Mothman sightings. Ooh. Oh, that's a whole different story.
I was going to say, that's another hour.
That's another hour, and I've experienced shit at Mothman. So, yeah, we'll talk later about that. But no, so it's 7:48. I know you guys have to get to Madison's show. Final thoughts. What do you guys want to tell us? What do we need to know about where to find you guys?
Oh, gosh. Well, final thought would be 2019 is going to kick ass. We're going to slay it. That's for sure. And I love my Parasol sister. And I couldn't do any of this without that girl right there. She is, she's the backbone of it all. And I just get to ride on her shoulders.
No.
And she's great. But you could reach us at all social media venues is at Girls Versus Ghosts. That's on Twitter at Girls Versus Ghosts, and it's VS. And Facebook, it's Girls versus Ghosts Media. Instagram, it's Girls versus Ghosts. Is it media or just Girls versus Ghosts? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's all at Girls versus Ghosts anyway. Sometimes the title is Girls versus Ghosts Media. Sometimes it's just Girls versus Ghosts. It depends on what mood we're in.
Yeah.
when we created the page.
Oh, somebody did want to say hi.
Oh, shit.
And he's ready to have his podcast start sometime soon as well.
Annie, are you feeling anything?
What is this? It's a weird tingly sensation, and I'm not going to tell you where it originates from.
Yeah.
So what's happening right now?
Yeah. Ghost Bob has now arrived. He came in. He has his own special headphones.
I see that.
And
they're super cute.
Yes, and he's ready. He's like, bring on season 2. And he says, I love you guys so much. Yeah.
Ghost Bob, I miss you. It's good to see you.
I feel like we all need to meet Ghost Bob this year.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't happen, then our lives aren't fulfilled.
Right.
No, not at all.
All right, guys. Well, just to let everybody know in the chat, the show's gonna be a little shorter tonight because these guys got to jump over and help Madison on her first podcast tonight. Starts at what?
Well, Beth can stay.
Beth can stay. Oh,
Yes.
there you go. You're putting Beth on the spot. All right, Beth, you're staying then.
I could stay.
Well, you stay with us for a while.
All right.
All kinds of questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just the bus, and I just.
Yep.
You just back right back over.
Yeah.
Right.
Just back it right back over. But
you guys, I love you. It's good to see you. And, awesome talking to both of you.
Yep. See you, Charlotte.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
With everything you guys have going on because it's awesome. Bye, Beth.
We love you guys.
Hi, honey.
All right, so we are going to stay on a little bit longer. I was corrected on my own show.
It never fails. You get a bunch of women on your show, Daryl, and this is the kind of stuff that happens. We just tell you what's going to happen.
Right. Sounds like my wife.
We're like, so you was going to let us go, but actually.
But wait, there's more hashtags. So.
Exactly.
Let me fix the screen.
Beth, you were talking about you were at RCI this weekend?
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Well, I can say it's our company. I work for Ghost Hunts USA, and our company had taken a year break from the building. So we hadn't been there in a whole year. And this is our 3rd weekend back. And all I can say is that place has changed. It has definitely changed from the last time that we were there. God almighty, how do I even get into it? SB7 intelligent responses like I've never heard before, just coming through, not radio, just coming through and answering intelligently. Knocks, bangs, our guests were seeing full-bodied apparitions, step out around the corners and look at them. Every person this weekend that I had never stepped foot in a haunted building and investigated before.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, I love.
It's the best feeling ever.
Because I get to relive that first experience over again. Because I remember those goosebumps and tingles when I first saw something. Was like, no, I didn't see that. But our big thing is to say, to talk out. If you're seeing something, let us all know so we can turn and look in that same direction. Because I'm watching everywhere. If you guys are looking right, I'm looking left because I don't want anything to come up behind us. And people were saying, are you watching this down there? And you'd hear somebody else say, I seen that too. What'd you see? Ahead. Yeah, ahead. So it was like, yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Full disembodied voice right in front of our entire group.
Wow.
Standing in the hallway. And I said, is it safe to come down to the kitchen? And a female voice says, no. Clear as a bell. No. And I turned and looked at the girl across from me. I was like, did you just say that because you don't want to go? She says, I didn't say that. And I want to go upstairs now. It scared the shit out of her, which I get it. But yeah, the place is crazy. It's off the hook.
So when you go into one of these locations that you're so familiar with, but you've not been into for a while, you've not investigated there, we've all had this experience where you go in and you experience different types of activity there. What do you think causes that? Do you think it's different energies being in there, like all compiled together, that brings about something that you've never experienced before?
I think a lot of it has to do with who comes through those doors over that past year. What are they doing when nobody's around? What are they calling in? What are they using? How are they treating them? I mean, when you talk about an infirmary or an asylum, these people have been through so much in life.
Right.
The last thing I want to do is walk in and torture them in death as well by calling them names or, saying, you can't do that. You're unable to do that. God knows what these people say. And the things that they conjure up and create, God knows what comes with them that just stays when they go. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus, I mean, if you think about, we were just talking about this last night, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's a bucket list.
Closed down. Yes.
Yeah.
Not mine. No, I've been on that bucket and I shit in it and I'm done.
I have been there too. And I shit my pants, not the bucket. That's what happened at that place. And insane. I would go back again, but it's freaking terrifying.
It's terrifying. But think about how long it's been shut down, unoccupied, uninvestigated. And this past weekend, or this weekend that we're in right now, they had a team coming in to help do some cleaning, but was going to be allowed to investigate. And I thought I would never be that first team back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. There's no way.
Can I tell you, I was one of the first, this was 2014. I was one of the first teams, or the team that I was with in West Virginia, to go in there that had been in there in months.
Wow.
And we were told by the guy who was overseeing the place at that time.
Right.
Nobody's really been in here and investigated. We legit could not turn our backs to what happened in that place at that point. And so you realize there are things that are willing to talk and that want to talk, and you have to be careful about your timing where shit can hit the fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that happen? I mean, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. I've been to some locations that sound familiar like that, similar to that, like House of Wills, Anderson Hotel, that are just off the fucking charts. And that place, everybody I've ever heard that went there is like, dude, you got to go, or don't go. Don't go. It's that intense.
The first time I went there, when I left, I said the place needs bulldozed, salted, burned, resalted, holy watered, and then buried.
Amen.
Yeah,
I'll go right with that.
Exorcism.
Yes.
The Pope needs to bless it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's one of those places that if you don't believe in hell or demons or negative energies, you will be convinced before you leave that place. You go
find it there.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's where it's brewed.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I've come face to face with shapeshifters there.
Yes.
Besides of, if you've ever watched the movie Twilight and how Jacob turns into this big giant wolf, that's what this was.
Girl, can you see the goosebumps on my arms right now when you're talking about this stuff? This is, I spent straight 48 hours there. 4th of July weekend, the 2014, and this, I literally, it was the pinnacle of my paranormal investigating, and the stuff that you're talking about, I legit have goosebumps thinking about it.
Oh yeah, it's
scary
there, very scary, and yes, there are human spirits there. A lot of times they are not able to come through and communicate, but I've talked to them, and it's like a cesspool of, you think about the hospital, it was a place of happiness, a place of sadness, a place of death, a place of birth. But then whenever it was shut down, it was a place of other things. And there was a man that was running it at the time who was doing some really horrible things down in his little apartment area that are unspeakable. And
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was he? He was a caretaker?
He was, oh my God, how do I explain him?
He wasn't really a caretaker, but he also was not, the very last, what would you call him? The very last president of this hospital. What I don't even know what you would call him, the CEO or whatever.
Yeah, no, he was in charge of something, but people like that should not need a soundproof room. If you know where I'm going with that,
right?
Yeah, should not need a soundproof room, and should not have parrots to lure people in to pet their parrots or talk to their parrots.
Yeah,
it's He's disgusting.
Is he a pirate?
Yes. There was piracy of some sort happening there, and nobody wants to talk about it ever. But no, we legit went in there, and the one thing that I remember so vividly about Old South Pittsburgh were all the things that had been left behind.
Yes.
And these were medical records. These were like X-rays, medical records, medications. We went through this hospital and found so many things that still existed there. And we literally spent 48 hours there where you could not turn your back on shit.
Yes.
And it started from like the third hour that we walked in there and turned on our cameras and caught some of the most compelling stuff that I've ever seen in my life. And then the things that compounded over the rest of that weekend, you realize, like you said before, this is a place that I don't want to say it doesn't need to be in existence.
Right.
But whoever goes in there needs to be very, very, very careful.
So
and aware.
What do we think it is there? I mean, is it demonic? Is it just negative energy?
Everything. From A to Z. You think it exists, it's there.
Right.
You don't think it exists, you'll find it. And from what I know is that they actually built this hospital on Indian burial grounds.
Native American. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's never good.
And no, it is not. So a lot of the bones that they were finding, they were either just pouring concrete over top of them or they were just digging them up and throwing them in the dirt pile. They was not treated with respect.
It sits right on is it the Chattahoochee River? Because it's the barrier between Tennessee and Alabama, because coming from West Virginia, the way that you travel, you actually go into Alabama and come back into Tennessee to get there. Mm-hmm. So it's right on the barrier of Tennessee and Alabama, the Chattahoochee River.
Yes.
And I had experiences down in the basement there with something that said, you're talking about Native American burial ground and the Civil War, like some of that stuff that we were talking about before. You dive into so much different stuff there that has to do with the land and the history, not counting the random type of shit that happened when this place was a hospital, because there was some really decrepit things that happened there when this place functioned as a hospital as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, I saw a guy. He's actually from Ghost Hunts USA, or is it Ghost Hunts USA? That was there, and I guess he was running tours there. He put a picture up on YouTube of a picture he caught of this woman coming out of a room holding a baby, and it was so fucking crystal clear.
Wow.
And this is about a year ago, and I mean, you could just—it was like, I guess it was the nursery. And you could see this.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
yes.
Oh,
yes.
Look, listen.
Yeah.
Do you all see the goosebumps that talk about the experiences that I had in the nursery up there? I can't even.
This picture was so crystal clear.
Dude.
I'm like, it was, I was like, there's no way. And it was like, he swears by it. And I believe him. And you could see this lady with dark hair walking out, holding a baby. And you could see through her. She was, transparent.
Yes. Transparent.
But you could make her out perfectly. It wasn't like, you know, some pictures you look at like, it could be a face. No, it was, it was there.
Yeah.
Daryl, how much time do we have? Because I have like
Go ahead.
legitimately the craziest paranormal experience that I've ever been a part of.
You're fine.
Happened at OSPH. So we had just gotten there. I was with the very first team that I ever investigated with in West Virginia. We went up there 2014, July 4th weekend. We were staying two nights because we're like 8 hours away. It's hot as shit in this building. And so we get there in the middle of the day. We set up all of our cameras. There was a guy there who was from a team in Alabama, and I cannot remember his name, but this guy had been staying there by himself for the last 2 nights and had shown us video. Shown us video of a wheelchair rolling by itself in front of the nurse's station. And we were like, wow, we didn't know this guy. We had never been there before, and we had no idea what to expect. And so we get there, we set up our cameras. Everybody kind of goes their separate directions, and we set up our kind of base camp. In the middle section of this building is the only place that has power.
Yes.
And there's this one hallway down from the nurse's station where we set up all of our air mattresses. That's where we were going to sleep. There was one window air conditioner in this place for the entire freaking building. And it's hot as hell. It's 4th of July weekend, y'all. Mm-hmm. And so one of the ladies goes in there and she says, I'm going to take a nap. We just drove 8 hours, whatever. She goes in there, she takes a nap. Well, there's this, there's like this area out back where they have this gazebo and they have a grill. Like, we're just outside hanging out by ourselves. Mm-hmm. We'd been out there probably 20 minutes and we hear from inside the building the most earth-shattering scream I've ever heard in my life. And we all panic. And so we run back inside knowing that some of our people are in there. And we look at the cameras and we find one of our members on the 3rd floor where the operating rooms were.
What?
You know how dark it is up there. There are no windows. There are no windows.
None.
And so she's standing at the top of the stairs on the 3rd floor with her nose in a corner, and she's talking to somebody.
What?
I'm not kidding. Like, okay. So we continue to watch her. She's the wife of the guy who founded this paranormal team. And we all run up to the 3rd floor to get her. And she is fucking frazzled. And she turns to us and she says, I don't know how I got here. Like, she's in her pajamas, like her lounge clothes with no shoes on.
Wow. Mm-mm.
And she says, I don't know how I got here. And she said, the last thing I remembered was I'm laying down in this room and I'm having a dream of a woman. She said she was standing over top of me and she had long dark hair and she's in a hospital gown and she was telling me to come with her.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. So we go back, we watch. Fortunately, at that point, we were already recording video, and we watch this woman traverse over like all these cords and these different things that we set up, and go up to the 3rd floor operating area and have a fucking conversation with something.
Jesus,
she'd be puppeted,
dude. Yeah. And when she
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Like, and from the minute that happened, the entire time that we were in that building, you cannot turn your back on stuff there.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy. I call it puppeting. I've had that happen,
dude,
where you're conscious, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, like you've never been in a damn building before, and you're like, I did that at Anderson, and I did that at House of Wills, and I'm walking through the damn building, and it's like something takes over your body. You're conscious, you can hear everything that's going on, but you're just going places, and you're talking to shit. You're talking like somebody is not even there. I've had that happen. That's crazy. It's like a feeling you don't want.
I have not, but I experienced it with her at Old South Pittsburgh, and I don't want to be a part of it.
No, it's weird. You don't even know what's going to happen. It just happens, man.
Crazy.
I was with Jeff Waldrop at Anderson, and this is probably 3 years ago when Anderson was still going on in Kentucky, and we just got there. It was not long after Nick and Katrina did lockdown there, and he said, "Hey, nobody's been in the building since then. It's been kind of, docile." He said, something's going to happen tonight. He said, I feel something weird here. He said, I haven't felt this since Nick and those guys were there. I'm like, okay, whatever. And we were walking to this one side of the building, and all of a sudden something just grabbed a hold of me and I just disappeared, man. Next thing I know, I'm standing in a bathroom talking into a mirror. And everybody, I could hear people looking for me, yelling my name. And they finally found me. I'm just sitting there talking in the mirror to something that's not even there. They had to pull me out of the building. And literally, as soon as I got out of the building, I was fine. I was like, I was drained of all my energy, but it's crazy. Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that happen once.
So when you have had it happen. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do. That's a weird experience. It doesn't hurt or anything. No. But it's just, oh my God, it's just like you're actually in somebody else's body for a few minutes, walking in their shoes. It's crazy. I've had it happen twice, and it's so weird. But so is South Pittsburgh Hospital going to reopen again, or is it? Yeah. Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there, man.
Yeah.
I feel so left out right now. It's like, oh man, really? I got some good stories, but I don't have that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, if you guys want to go, I'll go back with you, but it would take a lot of freaking would take a lot of convincing to go back to that place. But I want to go back. It's one of those that you feel like if you feel compelled to go back to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's like only with the right people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Only with the right people.
Yeah.
You have to be able to trust who you're with.
Well, Weebs, it's just like when you talk to Rebecca about House of Wills, when they did Resident Undead did their thing there. That was like about 6 months to a year before we were there. She had the same shit happen to her that happened to me. And you see it on the episode where they had to pull her out of the building. So that's that's insane shit, man. That's like one of those places. Oh man, that's the stuff I live for, investigating. I love
you go into places like that with people that you trust.
Yes,
because you don't
experience people.
You don't know what to. You don't know what you're going to experience.
Yes,
and you have to have people there who are going to have your back 100%, or you're going to experience something that you can't deal with on your own.
Well, Beth, you got to let me know when it's reopened because I'm booking that trip.
Yeah, and they need to know what to do for you if you do get lost like that. Like I have code words with people. Like my boss taught me that is, here's 3 things about me that will pull me out of this.
Okay.
When you see me going, say these 3 things over and over again until I start responding. Get me out of that area and make sure that, you keep repeating these 3 things that I'll only know. That nobody else will know this. So we have code words, things that will pull us back to reality, because it happened to me actually at RCI. Had a patient there who was basically trying to tell me a story, but took me over, and I could actually taste the medication going down my throat. I got very dizzy. I took off by myself, no flashlights, and knew exactly where I was going.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
It's weird.
It's like
I don't go anywhere without my flashlight. Sorry.
It's like you become the spirit.
Right?
It's like you become the spirit, and you're traveling around a location you've never been in before. Like when I went to Anderson, it hit me right away within like 15 minutes of being in a building.
How?
And it just took me places I'd never been before, and like I just knew where I was going in the dark. It's crazy. Oh,
it is crazy.
It's just insane. So but. Oh man, I gotta go. I got to go. I'm like,
you got to get there, and we're gonna take you there, and we're gonna show you how to do it because
I'm down.
It's intense.
Crazy. It's
down.
Intense.
Go do a live
It is
feed
intense.
There. Oh shit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. But guys, we're coming down to it's 8:15 now almost. It was a pleasure having you on as always, Beth and Charla.
Thank you.
And good luck on the new show with what's going on and season 2 of Girls vs. Ghosts. I can't wait to see that coming out. And anything else you guys want to plug before you get off here?
No, I mean that's about it. Other than of course my job, Ghost Hunts USA. If you've never investigated before and you want to do it, get a ticket. Come visit us. I love my job. Love.
How in the hell did you get a job working for Ghost Hunts USA? I didn't even think that was a thing.
We're hiring right now. So apply, Daryl. Jesus. No, it's great. And I get to travel and I get to meet amazing people. And like I said earlier, amazing people that's never done this before, to be there with their first experience, to know that I help them get that, to show them and guide them and maybe make a future paranormal investigator out of it is phenomenal.
That's cool.
That's cool. So it's great. It's fun. Other than that, no, just listen to our show and come investigate with me.
Absolutely, guys. Go check them out, man. Ghost Hunts USA. They're huge. They're huge. Yeah. It's cool. What was I going to say? I forget, but hey, great show as always. Yeah, I do remember who our guest is next week. MJ Dixon. I love MJ. She's great. She's like one of the girls versus ghosts kind of people. She's big over in the UK, big in the States. She does Sage Paracon every year, huge Paracon over in UK. We actually did a live feed from there last November, I believe it was.
Nice.
It was really cool, a lot of cool people. Yeah, so MJ will be on next week. MJ usually jumps on here. I haven't seen her tonight, but she's be on. Girls vs. Ghosts, awesome as always. Can't wait.
Thank you.
I'm going to go apply right now.
You're going to have to shave that beard, Daryl. That's going to happen.
No, I'm talking about ghost hunts. No, I ain't shaving the beard. I'll be the bearded woman from the carnival.
Right. And then I'm the lobster man.
But guys, everybody watching, you've been awesome all night. Everybody in there tuning in, watching. A lot of big fans of Girls vs. Ghosts. A lot of big fans of PW and the American Ghost Hunter Show and Weebs. Weebs, what's your show this week coming up Tuesday?
So Tuesday night, 8 p.m., I have Eric McGill, who is one of the producers of Resident Undead and has been on several shows of Haunted Case Files this week. So Eric always has a ton of shit to say. You guys tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Paranormal Warehouse. We'll be back here with RU Weaves Live with Eric McGill.
Damn. Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's her
professional.
It did. It sounded a lot more professional than I do. But second show, she's killing it. Right. She had a great show last week. I can only see it going further than this. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for Beth and Charlotte being on here like always. We love you guys, and we love everything you guys are doing over in Vidi. And go check them out, guys. Go check out their second season coming out here sometime in the summer. I take it. June-ish, the 13th month.
June-ish. It's our new month.
Yes.
June-ish.
But guys, thanks for watching. You're awesome as always, and we're out of here. See you next week.